Girl meets boy. Donna's story. My story starts in late July. It was July 21st, I think. It was the first day of our holiday, a hot July day. I stood in the sun and looked at the sea. It was 11 o'clock in the morning. I was on the boat at Portsmouth with my mother and father and my sister, Louise. Sea birds played near our big boat and the small boats near us on the sea. I started to look at the people with us on our boat. They all watched the sea birds and talked and laughed. They were all happy on the first day of their holiday too. And suddenly there he was, this tall, quiet boy, in a blue and white shirt. He was really good looking. I'll always remember the first time I saw him. He didn't see me then. He was with some friends. One of the boys was his brother. I think they had the same blue eyes, the same mouth and nose, nearly the same hair. His brother and one of the boys with him tried to catch the sea birds, and he smiled at them. Then they came and stood near us, and they talked about the small boats on the sea. I watched him over Louise's head all the time. His brother and his friends made a lot of noise, but he was quiet and didn't talk a lot. And suddenly, he looked at me, and his eyes stayed quietly on me. And he smiled his lovely smile with his shy blue eyes. The people near me on the boat, the sun, the sea, the birds, the noise of his friends, time, it all stopped. At that moment, there was only him, and me, and him and his smile for me, only the two of us. Slowly, very slowly, the boat started to move away, across the water to Spain. It takes a day and a night on the boat from Portsmouth to Santander in Spain, a day and a night together, on the same boat with him. It was a big new boat with cafes, shops, a cinema and a disco. In the evening Louise and one went to the disco together. We had a Coke and listened to the music and watched the dancers, but he wasn't there. Then suddenly a tall boy in a black and white shirt came in. It was him. He was with a friend. They stopped and looked slowly at all the people in the disco. It was dark in there, and he stood and looked for a long time. Then he saw me, and he smiled a big, friendly smile. I wanted to stand up and sing and dance with him. He came across the room and stopped near our table, and he asked me to dance. Suddenly, he wasn't shy with me. We danced together for a long time after that. But then I looked up, and there was a second tall boy in a blue and white shirt at the door of the disco, with the same eyes, and the same mouth, and nearly the same hair. But the boy near the door had that nice, quiet, shy face, not a big, open, friendly smile. Suddenly, I knew this was his brother with me on the dance floor. Not him. I was with the wrong brother. He stood for a moment near the door, and watched me and his brother on the dance floor with sad eyes. I wanted to run to him, to take his sad face in my hands, and say sorry. He looked at me. Then he went out quickly. I stopped dancing, walked back to my table, and sat down. His brother started to dance with Louise. I didn't sleep that night. I thought about him all the time, and listened to the noises of the boat and the sea. In the morning I went to the cafe at 8 o'clock, and waited there with my sister for a long time. I wanted to say sorry to him. I had 4 cups of coffee, and I don't really like coffee, but he didn't come. Where was he? Where was he? At 11 o'clock we arrived in Santander. I wanted to stop the boat. I wanted to stop the holiday. I wanted to go back to England. I only wanted to see him again, to talk to him, to ask his name, but he wasn't there.
Mark's story. I started Spanish at school in September and I like it. We've got a good teacher, Old Webb. Mr. Webb, not Old Webb. My mother always says to me, he isn't old, you know. Old Webb, sorry. Mr. Webb always takes some people from our school to a place in Spain for the first 2 weeks of the holidays. Every July. Old Webb is okay, not bad, for a teacher. We were at Portsmouth with Old Webb, sorry, Mr. Webb and Mrs. Webb. She's from Argentina. All the boys think she's good looking too. There were 6 of us with the Webbs, Harry Potts, and his sister Sonia, Nick Atkins. He's a good friend, Sue Bellamy. she's clever. My brother Dave, and me, we're 14, and we're good friends, too, usually. There were hundreds of people on the boat. It was hot in the sun, a lovely day. People watched the sea and the small boats. I liked being in the sun and thinking about the 2 weeks holiday in Spain. Old Webb started one of his stories about Argentina, but I didn't listen. I started to look at the people. And this girl was there, near me, a really good-looking girl with nice brown eyes and black hair. I'm really shy and I'm not very good with girls. I didn't talk to her then, but I watched her with her sister and her mother and father. Then they walked away and she smiled at me for a moment before they went. My brother Dave saw her, and he laughed quietly at my red face. I wanted to see her again, perhaps in the cafe at lunchtime, or perhaps in the cinema in the afternoon. But she wasn't there, and I don't remember the film. In the evening we had a drink with Old Webb, and lovely Lucrezia, that's our name for Mrs. Webb. After that Dave and Harry went to the disco. They wanted to meet some girls. I don't like dancing, but I went to the disco later. I wanted to see her again. The lovely girl, with the dancing brown eyes, and the nice smile. It was dark in the disco, and I stood near the door, and watched the dancers. Then I saw her on the dance floor, and she was with Dave, with my brother Dave. She smiled at him, to a lovely smile. I didn't want to watch. I walked out. I went in, looked at the sea, and thought about things quietly. I thought about her, and Dave. I was up early in the morning, before 6 o'clock. I went out again, and watched the early morning sun and the sea. There was only one old man, and the sea birds there with me. The old man smiled at me, but we didn't talk. I liked being quiet. I went in and had a coffee in the cafe, but I didn't want to eat. All the time I wanted to see her. I wanted her to walk into the cafe, and come across to my table, and sit down with me, and tell me her name, and talk to me. But she didn't come. I waited and waited, but she didn't come. At 8 o'clock I went to find Nick and Dave. Dave was very quiet all day, and he was really nice to me, and I didn't see her again before we arrived in Santander at 11. She wasn't there. The town story. Camillus is a small town 50 kilometers from Santander, near the sea. In the town there are quiet streets of old buildings, and there is a small square. There are small shops and cafes with tables and chairs in the square, under the trees. A lot of people from Madrid come to Camillus for their holidays, and a lot of people from England stay in the town too. In the evenings in June and July and August, people like to walk in the streets of Camillus. They stop in the square, and stand and talk together. Their children play together. Some people sit at the cafe tables, and have a drink, and watch the children or read their newspapers, or talk. It was disco night in Camillus on the evening after the boat arrived in Santander from Portsmouth. There were a lot of people in the square, Spanish people from Camillus and Madrid, but families from England, and France, and Germany and Holland too. Some of the English families from the boat were there now in Camillus for a night or two. Donna was there with her family, at a table under some trees. Her eyes were on the dancers, but she didn't see them. The music was in her ears, but she didn't hear it. She didn't want to look or listen or dance. She didn't want to be there. She only wanted to see the lovely, shy boy from the boat, perhaps to dance with him. First, Mr. and Mrs. Webb wanted to go to a little place near the beach where they always had good fish. They wanted to have a good time on their first evening in Spain, and later there was the disco in the square at Camillus. Mark didn't want to go. He didn't want to eat or dance, or talk, and laugh. He wanted to sit quietly and think about the good-looking girl on the boat. Where was she now? But Dave and Harry and Nick and Sue all wanted him to go. Later that evening he walked into the square at Camillus with his friends. They found a table at one of the cafes, and they all sat down. Mark looked slowly at the people at the tables near them. Donna looked sadly at the people dancing and standing in the square. Then their eyes met. Time stopped. He was here. She was here. He smiled at her with his nice blue eyes. She smiled back at him with her dark brown eyes. Suddenly he wasn't shy. He stood up and started to walk across to her. She was on her feet. Their hands met. She wanted to dance now only with him. The others watched and smiled. They all knew. And Dave watched and smiled happily. You see, only Dave really knew the story. Only Dave knew his plan for his brother. And Donna and Mark started to dance. They were together. Wind whispers bring healing. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled amidst rolling green hills, there lived a young girl named Lily. She was known for her gentle nature and her deep connection with nature. Lily had a unique ability to hear whispers in the wind, as if the breeze carried messages just for her. Every day, Lily would wander through the meadows and forests, listening attentively to the soft rustling of leaves and the gentle caress of the wind on her face. She believed that the wind was a messenger, carrying secrets and stories from distant lands. One breezy morning, as Lily strolled near a babbling brook, she heard a faint whisper carried by the wind. The voice was weak and trembling, filled with sadness. Intrigued, Lily followed the sound, allowing the wind to guide her steps. The whisper led her to a grove where an injured bird lay nestled beneath a tree. Its wing was broken, and it chirped feebly, seeking help. Lily's heart filled with compassion as she gently picked up the bird. Cradling it in her hands, she sang a sweet lullaby, hoping to comfort the little creature. To her amazement, as she sang, the wind picked up, weaving around her in a playful dance. It swirled around the injured bird, encircling it with a gentle embrace. The wind's touch mended the bird's broken wing, healing it with an ethereal magic. Lily realized that her whispers in the wind had the power to heal and bring comfort. From that day forward, she dedicated herself to helping all the creatures of the forest. She listened intently to their whispers, providing solace and aid wherever she could. Word of Lily's remarkable gift spread throughout the land, reaching the ears of a lonely prince residing in a distant castle. The prince, burdened by his royal responsibilities, longed for someone who could truly understand him. Intrigued by the tales of Lily's extraordinary abilities, the prince sent a message inviting her to his castle. Lily, guided by the whispers in the wind, embarked on a journey to meet the prince. As she traveled, the wind whispered stories of the prince's hidden sorrows and unfulfilled dreams. Upon her arrival, Lily was greeted by the prince, who seemed weary and distant. They spent hours conversing, and Lily shared the stories she had heard from the wind. The prince was astounded by her wisdom and understanding. As days turned into weeks, Lily continued to listen to the whispers in the wind, unraveling the prince's deepest desires. With her gentle guidance, he found solace in her company, discovering the strength to pursue his true passions, rather than the expectations placed upon him. Their bond grew stronger, and eventually, the prince confessed his love for Lily. Overwhelmed with joy, Lily realized that the whispers in the wind had brought them together for a reason. They had found each other amidst the vastness of the world. Together, Lily and the prince embarked on a new journey, intertwining their lives and dreams. They brought healing and happiness to those they encountered, using the power of their shared love and the whispers in the wind to make a positive difference in the world. And so, the young girl who could hear whispers in the wind, and the prince who had found his true purpose lived happily ever after, their love echoing through the ages, carried by the gentle breeze, and the stories whispered in the wind. The Forgotten Key. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled deep within the lush green valleys, There existed a mysterious house known as Rosewood Manor. Legend had it that the manor held a long-forgotten secret, concealed behind a door that could only be unlocked with a special key. This key, known as the Forgotten Key, had been lost for centuries, shrouding the secret within the manor in a cloak of mystery. The villagers whispered tales of the manor's eerie silence and the occasional flickering light that could be seen through the stained glass windows. Many believed that the manor was cursed, and few dared to venture near its intimidating gates. However, a young and curious girl named Amelia was drawn to the enigma of Rosewood Manor. Amelia possessed a spirit filled with adventure, and the stories surrounding the Forgotten Key fascinated her. Determined to uncover the truth, she embarked on a quest to find the elusive key and unlock the secrets that lay within the manor's walls. Guided by ancient maps and cryptic clues, Amelia journeyed through dense forests, treacherous mountains, and hidden caves. Along the way, she encountered various obstacles, including riddles left by the spirits guarding the key. Undeterred, she deciphered each puzzle, inching closer to her goal. As Amelia delved deeper into her quest, she discovered that the Forgotten Key was not merely a physical object, but a symbol of forgotten memories and lost connections. It held the power to unlock not only the hidden door but also the hearts of those who had locked away their emotions. Through her determination and unwavering spirit, Amelia eventually found herself standing before the imposing doors of Rosewood Manor. Taking a deep breath, she inserted the key into the lock, and with a resounding click, the door creaked open, revealing a world frozen in time. Inside, she discovered a magnificent library, filled with ancient books and dusty manuscripts. Each page told a tale waiting to be remembered. As Amelia delved into the stories, she unraveled the history of the manor, connecting the threads of the past to the present. Word of Amelia's triumph spread throughout the village, and soon, people flocked to Rosewood Manor, eager to rediscover their own forgotten stories. The manor transformed into a hub of shared memories and newfound connections, all because of one young girl who dared to unlock the secrets with the power of the Forgotten Key. In the end, Amelia's journey not only revealed the mysteries of Rosewood Manor, but also taught the village the importance of cherishing and preserving their own stories. The Forgotten Key became a symbol of the resilience of memories, reminding everyone that sometimes, unlocking the past is the key to shaping a brighter future. And so the story of Amelia and the Forgotten Key lived on, inspiring generations to remember the tales woven within their own lives and to cherish the magic that lies behind the doors waiting to be opened. Shadows of the Past. In the quiet town of Oakridge, nestled beneath a veil of towering trees, a young woman named Emily found herself haunted by shadows from her past. Dark memories and unanswered questions had followed her for years, casting an ominous cloud over her present life. Ever since childhood, Emily had been plagued by recurring dreams, flashes of events that seemed to belong to another time. Visions of a grand mansion atop a hill, mysterious figures lurking in the shadows, and a deep sense of loss consumed her nights. Determined to unravel the truth behind these haunting fragments, she embarked on a journey of self-discovery. Driven by an unrelenting curiosity, Emily sought the help of a renowned historian, Professor Benjamin Hartley. Together, they dove into the archives of forgotten lore, unearthing tales of a forgotten era. They discovered that Oakridge was once home to a prominent family, the Whitakers, who had vanished without a trace under puzzling circumstances. The whispers of the townsfolk hinted at a curse that had befallen the Whitaker mansion, shrouding it in darkness and locking away its secrets. Emily and Professor Hartley decided to delve deeper, determined to uncover the truth buried within the decaying walls. As they ventured into the derelict mansion, a sense of foreboding hung heavy in the air. Whispers echoed through the corridors, and ghostly apparitions flickered in the corners of their eyes. The mansion seemed to come alive, its past reaching out to intertwine with the present. Guided by the fragments of her dreams, Emily discovered hidden passageways and secret chambers, each revealing a piece of the puzzle. The deeper they delved, the clearer it became that the shadows of the past held a profound influence on the present. Family secrets, betrayal, and long-buried emotions came to light, challenging everything Emily thought she knew about her own history. As Emily uncovered the truth, she realized that her connection to the Whitakers was not a mere coincidence. She was the descendant of the family, carrying within her the weight of their legacy. The shadows of the past had been beckoning her, urging her to confront the mysteries that had long haunted her. With newfound determination, Emily confronted the malevolent force that had held the mansion captive for decades. The truth behind the Whitaker family's disappearance, and the curse that had plagued Oakridge were finally revealed, allowing healing and closure for all those touched by the shadows of the past. As the town of Oakridge awakened from its slumber, the scars of the past began to heal, and a newfound sense of unity and hope blossomed. Emily's journey had not only liberated her from the burdens of her own past but had also reconnected the town with its forgotten history. The shadows that once tormented Emily were no longer a source of fear but a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. Oakridge became a place where the past and present coexisted harmoniously, a testament to the power of understanding, forgiveness, and the strength to confront the shadows that shape our lives. And so, Emily's story became intertwined with the rich tapestry of Oakridge, forever etching her name in the town's history, reminding generations to come of the transformative power of embracing the shadows of the past. Mary and John's love. Once upon a time, in a small town called Willowbrook, Mary and John crossed paths and their love story began. Mary was a lively and free-spirited young woman, while John was a kind-hearted and ambitious man. Their first meeting was rather ordinary, a chance encounter at a local coffee shop, where they struck up a conversation over their shared love for books. As fate would have it, their paths continued to intertwine. They discovered they lived in the same neighborhood, attended the same gym, and frequented the same local events. It seemed that wherever one of them went, the other was not far behind. Their friendship soon blossomed into something more profound. Mary and John found solace and comfort in each other's presence. They shared their dreams, fears, and aspirations, creating a deep bond that grew stronger with every passing day. They spent hours exploring the town together, taking long walks in the park, and enjoying picnics by the river. As time went on, their love grew stronger, and they realized they were meant to be together. They supported each other through the highs and lows of life, becoming pillars of strength for one another. Their love story was not without its challenges, but Mary and John faced them with unwavering commitment and dedication. Mary's adventurous spirit and John's unwavering support led them on countless adventures. They traveled to far-off lands, embracing new cultures and experiences, hand in hand. Was hiking through majestic mountains, or strolling along sandy beaches. Every moment was filled with laughter, love, and shared memories. Years passed, and their love only deepened. Mary and John decided to take the next step in their journey, and tied the knot in a picturesque ceremony surrounded by their loved ones. Their wedding day was a testament to the enduring love they had for one another, and marked the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. Together, they built a home filled with warmth, love, and happiness. They supported each other's dreams, with Mary pursuing her passion for art, and John excelling in his career as an architect. They celebrated each other's successes, and offered unwavering encouragement during challenging times. Their love story continued to unfold, and they welcomed two beautiful children into their lives. Mary and John's family became their greatest joy, and they embraced the role of nurturing and guiding their children with love and compassion. They created a loving environment where their children could grow, learn, and flourish. Throughout the years, Mary and John's love story remained a constant source of inspiration for those around them. Their love radiated from within, inspiring others to believe in the power of love and the beauty of a shared life. They became pillars of their community, always lending a helping hand and offering a listening ear to those in need. As they grew older together, Mary and John faced the challenges of life with grace and resilience. Their love had stood the test of time, and their bond grew even stronger. They became each other's rock, finding solace in the comfort of their companionship. And so Mary and John's love story continues to be written, a tale of two souls intertwined in love and devotion. They have shown that love, when nurtured with care and understanding, can conquer all obstacles and create a lifetime of happiness. Their story serves as a reminder that true love exists, and that it is worth fighting for. Homeless man finds hope. Once upon a time, in a bustling city, there lived a man named Samuel. He was once an ambitious and hardworking individual who had dreams of achieving great things. However, life took an unexpected turn for him, leading him down a path of homelessness. Samuel had a promising career as a software engineer, but the economic recession hit the company he worked for hard, and he was laid off along with many others. Unable to find another job in his field, he struggled to make ends meet. Without a steady income, he soon fell behind on his rent and was eventually evicted from his apartment. With no family or friends to turn to for support, Samuel found himself alone on the streets. He carried a small backpack containing his few remaining possessions, a worn-out blanket, a tattered notebook, and a photograph of his parents. Life on the streets was tough and unforgiving. Samuel faced daily struggles to find food, stay warm, and protect himself from the dangers of the city. He experienced the harsh reality of being invisible to most passers-by who hurriedly walked by without even acknowledging his existence. Despite his circumstances, Samuel refused to give up hope. He spent his days visiting public libraries, where he could access the internet and learn new skills to keep his mind engaged. He read books on various subjects, taught himself programming languages, and expanded his knowledge. One day, while sitting outside a cafe, Samuel met a compassionate young woman named Emily. She worked as a social worker and had dedicated her life to helping those in need. Intrigued by Samuel's determination and intelligence, she struck up a conversation with him. Emily listened to Samuel's story, and her heart went out to him. She saw his potential and believed he deserved a second chance. Determined to make a difference in his life, she connected Samuel with a local shelter that offered job training programs and assistance in finding employment. With Emily's support and the resources provided by the shelter, Samuel began rebuilding his life. He attended vocational training classes, refreshed his coding skills, and regained his confidence. His hard work and dedication paid off when he landed a job as a junior software developer at a tech startup. As Samuel settled into his new job and regained stability in his life, he never forgot the struggles he had faced or the people who had helped him along the way. He became an advocate for the homeless, volunteering at shelters, and sharing his story to raise awareness about the challenges they faced. Over time, Samuel's determination and talent propelled him forward in his career. He started his own software development company, creating job opportunities for other individuals who had experienced homelessness. He established a foundation to support education and training programs for those seeking to rebuild their lives. Just as he had done, Samuel's story serves as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, with the right support and determination, it is possible to overcome adversity. He became a symbol of hope and resilience, inspiring others to believe in their own potential and reminding society to see the person behind the label of homelessness. Amirs inspiring refuge. Once upon a time, in a war-torn country called Azuria, there lived a young boy named Amir. Azuria had been engulfed in conflict for years, leaving its people devastated and desperate for safety. Amir's peaceful village was caught in the crossfire, forcing his family to flee their home in search of refuge. Amir's parents, Fatima and Ahmed, made the difficult decision to leave everything behind in the hope of a better future for their children. With heavy hearts, they packed a few belongings and embarked on a treacherous journey, joining the thousands of others seeking asylum in neighboring countries. The family's journey was fraught with danger and uncertainty. They traveled by foot, facing harsh weather conditions, hunger, and the constant fear of being discovered by armed groups. Their nights were spent huddled together in makeshift shelters, dreaming of a life free from violence and despair. After weeks of enduring hardship, the family finally arrived at a refugee camp on the border of a neighboring country. The camp was crowded with people from different backgrounds, all seeking safety and a chance to rebuild their lives. Despite the difficult living conditions, Amir was relieved to be in a place where they were at least protected from the immediate threat of violence. Life in the camp was challenging, but it brought a sense of solidarity among the refugees. Amir and his siblings made friends with other children, and together they created a small community of hope and resilience. They played games, shared stories of their homes, and supported one another through the hardships they faced. Amir's parents, determined to provide their children with an education, sought out the camp school. Although resources were limited, dedicated volunteers worked tirelessly to provide basic education to the children. Amir eagerly attended classes, cherishing the opportunity to learn and expand his horizons. As time passed, news arrived that a neighboring country was accepting refugees and offering them a chance to resettle and rebuild their lives. The family seized the opportunity and underwent a rigorous vetting process. After months of waiting and uncertainty, they received the news they had been hoping for. They were granted resettlement. Amir and his family arrived in their new host country with a mix of excitement and apprehension. They were greeted by a team of compassionate locals and volunteers who guided them through the process of integration. They were provided with temporary accommodation, access to health care, and assistance in finding employment. Amir quickly adapted to his new surroundings and embraced the opportunities that came his way. He excelled in school, honing his language skills, and discovering his passion for storytelling. With the support of his teachers and mentors, Amir found his voice and began sharing his refugee experience through writing. His stories touched the hearts of many, raising awareness about the plight of refugees and inspiring others to take action. Amir became an advocate for refugee rights, speaking at conferences and engaging with policymakers to create positive change for displaced people around the world. As Amir grew older, he continued to use his voice and platform to amplify the voices of refugees and promote understanding and compassion. His resilience, determination, and unwavering spirit made him a beacon of hope for millions, reminding the world that behind every refugee, there is a story of strength, courage, and the universal desire for a better life. Grieving Orphan finds. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled among lush green fields, there lived a young girl named Lily. Lily was an orphan, who had lost her parents at a tender age, and was raised by her elderly grandmother. Despite the hardships they faced, Lily and her grandmother shared a deep bond, and found solace in each other's company. Life in the village was simple but filled with warmth and love. Lily's grandmother worked tirelessly as a seamstress, sewing clothes for the villagers to make ends meet. She taught Lily the art of sewing, passing on her skills and wisdom to the young girl. However, tragedy struck when Lily's grandmother fell severely ill. The village lacked proper medical facilities, and there was no doctor nearby to provide the care she desperately needed. Lily, overwhelmed with worry, did everything she could to nurse her grandmother back to health. She brewed herbal remedies, comforted her in moments of pain, and never left her side. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, but Lily's grandmother's condition continued to deteriorate. Lily, with tears streaming down her face, watched as the life slowly faded from her beloved grandmother's eyes. She was consumed by grief, feeling utterly alone in the world. With her grandmother's passing, Lily found herself utterly destitute. The villagers sympathized with her loss but were unable to offer any significant assistance. Left with no choice, Lily sold her meager belongings, including her grandmother's sewing machine, to survive. As the days passed, Lily struggled to find work and a place to call home. The villagers, once kind and compassionate, turned a blind eye to her suffering. Lily was forced to wander the streets, her heart heavy with sorrow and her stomach empty. She yearned for the warmth and love she had lost, longing for her grandmother's comforting presence. In the depths of her despair, Lily's health began to decline. Malnutrition and the harshness of the streets took their toll on her fragile body. She grew weaker with each passing day, finding solace only in her memories of her grandmother and the dreams of a better life they had once shared. One fateful night, as the bitter cold winds swept through the village, Lily succumbed to her illness. She was found the next morning, lying motionless on a park bench, her face peaceful as if she had finally found the peace she had longed for. The villagers, upon learning of Lily's tragic fate, were filled with remorse and regret. They realized too late the extent of her suffering and the kindness they had withheld from her. Guilt washed over them as they realized that their indifference had contributed to the untimely demise of a young girl who had already experienced so much loss. Lily's story serves as a poignant reminder of the power of compassion and the consequences of turning a blind eye to those in need. It reminds us that even the smallest acts of kindness can make a world of difference in someone's life. May her memory serve as a call to action, inspiring us to extend a helping hand to those who are vulnerable and in despair.
Inspiring student's journey. Once upon a time, in a small town, there was a young student named Sarah. Sarah came from a humble background, and her family faced numerous financial struggles. Despite the difficulties, Sarah had an insatiable thirst for knowledge and a burning desire to make a difference in the world. From a very young age, Sarah showed exceptional academic abilities. She was always curious and eager to learn. However, her family's financial situation limited her access to educational resources and opportunities. Undeterred by the circumstances, Sarah turned to her local library, where she would spend hours reading books on various subjects, expanding her knowledge and feeding her hunger for learning. As Sarah progressed through school, her dedication and hard work paid off. She consistently achieved top grades and stood out as a role model for her peers. However, Sarah's true passion lay in making a positive impact on the lives of others. She dreamt of becoming a doctor so that she could help those in need, especially those who couldn't afford proper medical care. Knowing that pursuing a medical career would require substantial financial resources, Sarah took matters into her own hands. She approached her school counselor and shared her ambitions and challenges. Impressed by Sarah's determination, the counselor helped her apply for scholarships and grants that could support her educational journey. With the assistance of scholarships, Sarah was accepted into a prestigious medical school. But her struggles were far from over. The rigorous coursework, demanding schedule, and financial burdens took a toll on her. However, Sarah refused to give up. She sought help from her professors and formed study groups with classmates, leveraging collaboration to overcome obstacles. During her studies, Sarah became involved in various volunteer organizations that provided healthcare services to underprivileged communities. She dedicated her weekends and holidays to traveling to remote areas, where she would treat patients who lacked access to proper medical facilities. Through these experiences, Sarah witnessed the transformative power of compassionate care and realized that her purpose extended beyond earning a degree. As word spread about Sarah's dedication and expertise, philanthropic organizations and individuals began recognizing her exceptional commitment to service. They started offering financial support and mentorship, which not only eased her financial burden, but also provided her with valuable guidance and connections within the medical community. Inspired by the generosity she received, Sarah decided to establish her own nonprofit organization aimed at providing free medical care to impoverished communities worldwide. With the support of her mentors, she created a network of like-minded doctors and healthcare professionals who volunteered their time and skills to make a difference. Sarah's nonprofit grew rapidly, and their impact expanded across borders. They set up mobile clinics, organized health camps, and conducted medical research in remote areas where medical resources were scarce. Sarah's dream of helping those in need was being realized, and her story began to inspire countless others to pursue their passions and make a positive impact in their own communities. Through her perseverance, determination, an unwavering belief in the power of education and service, Sarah not only achieved her dreams, but also transformed the lives of countless individuals. Her journey serves as a reminder that no matter the obstacles we face, with passion, resilience, and a commitment to making a difference, we can inspire change and create a better world for everyone. Inspiring Refugee Stewed. Once upon a time, in a war-torn country, there lived a young girl named Aisha. Aisha was a determined and passionate student who had a burning desire for education. Despite the challenging circumstances surrounding her, she dreamed of a better future and believed that education was the key to achieving her goals. Unfortunately, due to the ongoing conflict, Aisha and her family were forced to flee their homeland as refugees. They left everything behind and embarked on a perilous journey in search of safety and stability. Aisha faced numerous obstacles along the way, including dangerous border crossings, scarce resources, and a constant fear for her family's well-being. Eventually, Aisha and her family arrived in a foreign country known for its welcoming approach to refugees. Although relieved to have found safety, Aisha faced a new set of challenges. She had to adapt to a different language, culture, and educational system. Many people doubted her abilities and believed that her refugee status would prevent her from achieving academic success. Undeterred by the doubters, Aisha's determination and resilience shone through. She enrolled in a local school and threw herself into learning the new language with unwavering dedication. Aisha sought help from teachers, fellow students, and community members, utilizing every available opportunity to enhance her language skills. Despite the initial struggles, Aisha's hard work paid off. She quickly became fluent in the new language and started excelling in her studies. Her teachers were amazed by her eagerness to learn, her ability to overcome obstacles, and her unwavering commitment to education. Word of Aisha's remarkable journey and academic achievements spread throughout the community, inspiring others, including fellow refugee students, to persevere and pursue their dreams. Aisha's story became a beacon of hope, showcasing the power of education in transforming lives, even in the face of adversity. Recognizing her extraordinary determination and resilience, Aisha was awarded a scholarship to a prestigious university. There, she continued to excel academically, using her experiences and knowledge to advocate for refugee rights and raise awareness about the importance of education for all. Aisha's story not only touched the lives of those around her, but also gained international recognition. She became a symbol of resilience, reminding the world of the incredible potential that lies within each refugee waiting to be unleashed through education and opportunity. Today, Aisha is a successful advocate, educator, and leader. She continues to empower refugee communities, working tirelessly to ensure that every child, regardless of their background, has access to quality education. Her story serves as a testament to the indomitable spirit of refugee students and the transformative power of education in shaping a brighter future for all. Curious Student's Academic Journey. Once upon a time, in the small town of Oakville, there lived a bright and ambitious student named Emma. Emma was a high school sophomore with a passion for science and an insatiable curiosity about the world. She was known among her classmates for her relentless pursuit of knowledge and her eagerness to participate in various academic competitions. Emma's journey as a student began when she was just a young child. She was always fascinated by the natural world and would spend hours exploring her backyard, observing insects, collecting leaves, and asking her parents countless questions about how things worked. Her parents, recognizing her curiosity, encouraged her to pursue her interests, and provided her with books and resources to feed her hunger for knowledge. As Emma grew older, her enthusiasm for learning only intensified. She excelled in her science classes, impressing her teachers with her deep understanding and ability to connect complex concepts. She participated in science fairs and won several awards for her innovative projects, ranging from building a solar-powered water purifier to designing a model of a sustainable city. But Emma's thirst for knowledge extended beyond the realm of science. She was an avid reader and devoured books on various subjects from history to literature to philosophy. She joined the school's debate team, where she honed her critical thinking and public speaking skills. Emma also developed a keen interest in computer programming and spent countless hours tinkering with code to create her own projects and applications. Emma's academic prowess did not go unnoticed. Her teachers and mentors recognized her potential and encouraged her to apply for scholarships and prestigious programs. With their guidance, she secured a scholarship to attend a summer science camp at a renowned university, where she had the opportunity to work alongside leading researchers and scientists. During her time at the science camp, Emma collaborated with fellow students from diverse backgrounds and cultures, broadening her perspectives and learning the value of teamwork. She also conducted experiments and research that pushed the boundaries of her knowledge, further fueling her passion for scientific discovery. As Emma entered her junior year of high school, she faced new challenges and responsibilities. Balancing her rigorous coursework, extracurricular activities, and college preparations became increasingly demanding. However, Emma's unwavering determination and time management skills allowed her to maintain her academic excellence while still pursuing her other interests. Outside of her studies, Emma also volunteered at a local science museum, where she organized interactive exhibits and engaged with visitors of all ages. She found joy in inspiring younger children to explore the wonders of science and nurturing their curiosity, just as her parents had done for her. As senior year approached, Emma began the college application process. She carefully researched universities that offered strong science programs and innovative research opportunities. With the support of her teachers and mentors, she crafted a compelling application that showcased her academic achievements, extracurricular involvement, and passion for learning. Eventually, the acceptance letters started pouring in, each representing a new chapter in Emma's educational journey. After much consideration, she decided to attend a prestigious university renowned for its cutting-edge research facilities and collaborative scientific community. Emma's college years were transformative. She immersed herself in her studies, pursuing a degree in biochemistry, and engaging in groundbreaking research alongside esteemed professors. She continued to participate in science competitions, now representing her university and pushing the boundaries of scientific knowledge even further. After graduating with honors, Emma was accepted into a PhD program at a renowned research institution. She embarked on her doctoral studies with excitement and a sense of purpose, eager to contribute to the scientific community and make a lasting impact on the world. And so the story of Emma, the curious and ambitious student, continued to unfold. Her journey was not without challenges, but her unwavering passion for learning, dedication to her goals, and the support of her mentors propelled her forward. Hardworking student inspires other. Once upon a time, in a small town, there lived a young boy named Alex. Alex was known for his dedication and hardworking nature. He was determined to make the most of his opportunities and excel in his studies. From a very young age, Alex understood the importance of education. His parents, who were both teachers, instilled in him a love for learning and the value of hard work. They taught him that with dedication and perseverance, he could achieve anything he set his mind to. Alex's school was not the best in terms of resources or facilities, but he never let that discourage him. He took every opportunity to expand his knowledge and skills. He would spend hours at the local library, devouring books on various subjects, and teaching himself new concepts. Despite facing financial constraints, Alex's determination pushed him to find creative solutions. He applied for scholarships and grants, and even took up part-time jobs to support his education expenses. He knew that hard work and determination were the keys to his success. As Alex progressed through his academic journey, his hard work started paying off. He consistently achieved top grades in his classes and was recognized as one of the most diligent students in his school. Teachers admired his dedication and often used him as an example for other students. In addition to excelling in academics, Alex was also involved in various extracurricular activities. He participated in debate clubs, science fairs, and community service projects. He believed in the holistic development of his personality and understood the importance of honing his communication and leadership skills. Alex's hard work and dedication did not go unnoticed. When it was time for him to apply for college, he was awarded a prestigious scholarship based on his academic achievements and his contributions to the community. With the financial burden lifted, he could focus entirely on his studies and make the most of his college experience. During his time in college, Alex continued to work hard and remained committed to his goals. He took on challenging courses, sought internships in his field of interest, and actively participated in research projects. His dedication and perseverance earned him the respect of his professors and peers. As graduation approached, Alex's hard work paid off once again. He received multiple job offers from reputable companies in his field, all eager to hire a diligent and dedicated individual like him. He accepted a position with a renowned company and embarked on a successful professional journey. Throughout his life, Alex continued to attribute his achievements to his unwavering work ethic. He inspired others with his story, emphasizing the importance of hard work, determination, and the pursuit of knowledge. Alex's story served as a reminder that success is within reach for anyone who is willing to put in the effort. And so the hard-working student, Alex, became a role model not only for his peers, but also for generations to come. His story remains an inspiration, reminding us all that with hard work, perseverance, and a passion for learning, dreams can indeed become a reality.
Kindness unveils hidden treasures. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled amidst rolling hills, there lived a wise old farmer named Akira. He was known throughout the village for his kindness, compassion, and the valuable life lessons he shared with anyone willing to listen. One sunny morning, as the village woke up to the sounds of birds chirping, a young boy named Hiro was walking through the village square when he stumbled upon a tiny bird with a broken wing. Feeling immense pity for the injured creature, Hiro gently picked it up and cradled it in his hands. As Hiro looked around for help, he saw the wise old farmer approaching. With a hopeful gleam in his eyes, Hiro rushed towards Akira and showed him the injured bird. "What should I do, wise Akira? Can we save it?" Hiro asked, his voice filled with concern. Akira smiled at Hiro and replied, "Let us take the bird to my humble abode and provide it with a safe haven until its wing heals. We shall care for it as best as we can." Hiro was relieved and grateful for Akira's kind offer. They brought the bird to Akira's cozy cottage, where he carefully crafted a small nest for it. Akira provided food and water, ensuring the bird was comfortable and secure. Days turned into weeks, and the bird's wing gradually healed. It began fluttering around the cottage, joyously exploring its newfound freedom. Hiro and Akira watched with delight as the bird regained its strength. One afternoon, as the bird flew around the cottage, it perched on the windowsill, looking outside with longing. It chirped happily, as if beckoning Hiro and Akira to follow. Curious, they decided to venture outside, following the bird's lead. To their surprise, they discovered a tree with branches laden with ripe, succulent fruits. The tree stood on the outskirts of the village, unnoticed by the villagers, as if it had been waiting for Hiro and Akira to discover it. Overwhelmed by their find, they plucked the fruits and distributed them among the villagers, who relished the delicious taste of nature's gift. News of the miraculous fruit tree spread far and wide. People from neighboring villages flocked to Hiro and Akira's village, eager to experience the wonder of the magical tree. The village flourished, attracting visitors and traders, bringing prosperity and abundance. As Hiro and Akira reflected on the series of events, they realized the profound lesson the bird had taught them. It wasn't just about nursing a wounded creature back to health, but also about listening to the world around them and following the signs that life presented. They understood that acts of kindness, even towards the smallest beings, can lead to unexpected rewards and blessings. They learned the importance of being attentive to the whispers of nature and the possibilities that lie hidden within. From that day forward, Hiro and Akira made a solemn vow to nurture and protect the creatures of their village, always mindful of the lessons the bird had taught them. And so they continued to share their wisdom, spreading kindness, and helping others understand the interconnectedness of all living beings. The tale of Hiro, Akira, and the injured bird became a timeless fable, reminding generations to come that compassion and awareness can unveil extraordinary treasures hidden within the ordinary fabric of life. Lily's animal communication. Once upon a time in the small town of Meadowbrook, there lived a curious young girl named Lily. Lily had an insatiable thirst for knowledge and a deep love for nature. She spent her days exploring the enchanting forest that surrounded her town, discovering hidden nooks and crannies filled with wonders. One sunny afternoon, while venturing deep into the woods, Lily stumbled upon a peculiar-looking tree. Its bark shimmered with an iridescent glow, and its branches swayed gently, as if beckoning her closer. Intrigued by this extraordinary sight, Lily cautiously approached the tree. As she reached out to touch its bark, a soft whisper filled the air. "Greetings, young adventurer," the tree spoke, its voice gentle and wise. Startled, Lily stepped back, her eyes wide with astonishment. "Do not be afraid," the tree reassured her. "I am the guardian tree, a mystical being with the power to grant you a single wish." Lily's heart raced with excitement and curiosity. She pondered for a moment, considering the possibilities that lay before her. "Guardian tree," she finally spoke, "I wish to understand and speak the language of animals." The guardian tree nodded in understanding and closed its eyes. A warm, golden light emanated from its trunk, enveloping Lily in a magical embrace. When the light dissipated, Lily felt a tingling sensation all over her body. As she walked back through the forest, Lily noticed something extraordinary. The birds above her seemed to sing with a newfound clarity, their melodies dancing in perfect harmony. The squirrels chattered excitedly, sharing stories of their adventures and hiding spots. Even the tiniest insects whispered their secrets as she passed by. Over time, Lily used her newfound ability to bridge the gap between humans and animals. She became the town's beloved animal communicator, helping people understand their pets and fostering a deeper connection between all living creatures. Her days were filled with laughter as she shared tales from the animal kingdom and unraveled the mysteries of their behaviors. Lily's reputation spread far and wide, capturing the attention of scientists and researchers from around the world. They were astounded by her ability to communicate with animals and sought her guidance in their own studies. With each passing day, Lily's understanding of the natural world grew, and she discovered that animals possessed a profound wisdom that humans often overlooked. She became an advocate for wildlife conservation, using her voice to protect the creatures she had come to know and love. As the years went by, Lily's legacy endured, and her impact on the world was immeasurable. Her story became a symbol of the profound connections that could be forged between different species, reminding everyone that all living beings shared a common thread. And so the tale of Lily, the girl who spoke the language of animals, continues to inspire generations to cherish the beauty of nature, listen to the whispers of the wild, and embrace the magic that lies within our interconnected world. Friendship triumphs over adversity. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a wise old man who was known for his deep understanding of life and his ability to impart valuable lessons through his stories. One day a young boy approached him and asked, "Sir, can you please tell me an interesting moral story?" The old man smiled kindly and began his tale. In a lush green forest, there lived a group of animals that included a lion, a fox, and a deer. They had formed an unusual but harmonious friendship, respecting each other's strengths and weaknesses. One sunny day, while the lion was taking a nap, a hunter sneaked into the forest with the intention of capturing the majestic beast. The fox, who was astute and observant, noticed the hunter's presence and immediately sprang into action. The fox dashed towards the deer, who was grazing peacefully nearby, and warned him about the imminent danger. Startled, the deer acknowledged the fox's warning and swiftly escaped deeper into the forest. However, the lion, oblivious to the approaching peril, continued to snooze. The fox, determined to save his friend, hurried back to the lion's den and urgently woke him up. Startled by the fox's frantic actions, the lion quickly realized the gravity of the situation. Together, the lion and the fox devised a plan to outsmart the hunter. The fox led the lion to a narrow path, filled with thick bushes and tangled vines, where the lion's enormous size would become a hindrance for the hunter. As expected, when the hunter caught sight of the lion, he quickly aimed his arrow. But as he released it, the arrow got entangled in the dense foliage, missing its target. Seizing this opportunity, The lion pounced on the bewildered hunter, overpowering him, and freeing the forest from the immediate threat. The animals celebrated their victory and expressed their gratitude to the fox for his quick thinking and bravery. The moral of the story is that true friendship goes beyond appearances and differences. It is about recognizing each other's strengths, supporting one another in times of need, and working together towards a common goal. The fox's intelligence and the lion's strength combined helped them overcome a dangerous situation. In the end, it was their unity and collaboration that triumphed over adversity. The young boy listened attentively, absorbing the essence of the story. He thanked the wise old man for sharing such a valuable lesson, and walked away inspired to cherish and nurture his own friendships with understanding and collaboration.
Second Chance Mentor. Once upon a time, in the small town of Meadowbrook, there lived a young man named Daniel. He was a kind-hearted and talented musician who had dreams of making it big in the music industry. However, life had dealt him a series of unfortunate events that had hindered his progress and left him feeling defeated. Daniel had grown up in a loving family, but tragedy struck when his parents passed away in a car accident when he was just a teenager. With no immediate family to support him, he was sent to live with his distant aunt and uncle. Although they were well-meaning, they lacked the understanding and encouragement that Daniel desperately needed during such a difficult time. In Meadowbrook, there was an annual talent show called Harmony Fest, which showcased the town's local talents. It was a significant event, drawing people from neighboring towns to witness the performances. Daniel had always admired the musicians who graced the stage each year, and he longed for the chance to showcase his own musical prowess. However, Daniel's lack of self-confidence held him back. He couldn't shake the feeling that he would never be good enough to share his talent with the world. His doubts echoed in his mind each time he picked up his guitar or sat down at the piano. As a result, he buried his dreams deep within his heart, silently longing for a second chance. One day, while strolling through Meadowbrook's park, Daniel stumbled upon an old man sitting on a bench. The man's face bore the marks of wisdom and experience, and his eyes held a glimmer of understanding. Intrigued, Daniel approached him and struck up a conversation. As they talked, Daniel discovered that the old man was a retired musician named Samuel, who had once performed on prestigious stages around the world. Samuel had faced his own setbacks and disappointments throughout his career, but he never let them extinguish his love for music. Moved by Samuel's story, Daniel opened up about his own struggles and dreams. He shared his love for music, the tragedy that had befallen him, and the fear that he would never be good enough. Samuel listened intently, nodding his head sympathetically. "My young friend," Samuel said, his voice filled with compassion, "you mustn't let fear and doubt hold you back. Life is full of second chances, and sometimes they come when we least expect them. It's time for you to embrace your passion and share it with the world." Samuel became Daniel's mentor, guiding him through the intricacies of music theory and helping him fine-tune his compositions. With each passing day, Daniel's confidence grew, and he discovered a newfound determination within himself. He practiced relentlessly, pouring his heart and soul into every note he played. When the next Harmony Fest approached, Daniel decided it was time to take a leap of faith. With Samuel by his side, he signed up for the talent show, prepared to face his fears head-on. The day of the performance arrived, and as Daniel stepped onto the stage, a mix of nerves and excitement coursed through his veins. The crowd hushed in anticipation, curious to see this young musician they had never heard of. As Daniel began to play, the music flowed from his fingertips with a grace and passion that captivated the audience. The melody soared through the air, carrying the weight of his emotions and the dreams he had nurtured for so long. The crowd was mesmerized, their applause filling the night sky as Daniel poured his heart into every song. When he finished his final note, a wave of euphoria washed over Daniel. He had done it. He had faced his fears, and shared his talent with the world. The audience erupted in thunderous applause, showering him with praise and admiration. Daniel's performance at Harmony Fest became the talk of the town. His music touched the hearts of many, and doors began to open for him. Record producers and talent agents reached out, offering him opportunities to showcase his talent on a larger scale. With Samuel's guidance and unwavering support, Daniel embarked on a journey that took him far beyond Meadowbrook. He signed a record deal, recorded his own album, and began touring across the country, sharing his music with audiences far and wide. But amidst the fame and success, Daniel never forgot the importance of second chances and the mentorship of Samuel. He used his platform to inspire others, urging them to chase their dreams and embrace the possibilities that lay before them. And so the story of Daniel, the young musician who found his second chance, became a source of hope and inspiration for many. It reminded people that no matter how many setbacks they faced, the power to change their lives was always within their grasp. Thomas the Virtuous Farmer. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled among rolling hills, there lived a wise old farmer named Thomas. Thomas was known far and wide for his integrity, honesty, and unwavering moral values. He was respected by all who knew him, young and old. One summer day, a wealthy merchant passing through the village heard about Thomas and his reputation. Intrigued, the merchant decided to test Thomas' moral character. He approached Thomas and said, "Old man, I have lost a precious diamond necklace somewhere in this village. I suspect it may have fallen off while I was passing through. Can you help me find it?" Thomas, without hesitation, agreed to assist the merchant in his search. The two spent hours scouring the village, searching every nook and cranny. Finally, just as the sun began to set, they found the diamond necklace hidden amidst a patch of wildflowers near the village fountain. The merchant was overjoyed at the recovery of his valuable possession. He turned to Thomas and said, "Old man, I must express my deepest gratitude for your honesty and dedication. This necklace is worth a fortune, and yet you didn't hesitate to return it to me. Please allow me to reward you generously." Thomas smiled warmly and replied, "I appreciate your kind offer, but I cannot accept any reward for doing what is right. My moral values guide me to treat others with honesty and respect, regardless of the circumstances. Knowing that I have helped someone in need is a reward in itself." The merchant was deeply moved by Thomas' unwavering principles and admired his integrity. He insisted on doing something to show his appreciation. He decided to organize a grand feast in the village square, inviting everyone to celebrate Thomas' exemplary character. The news of the feast spread throughout the village, and on the appointed day the entire community gathered to honor Thomas. There was laughter, music, and an abundance of delicious food. Speeches were made, praising Thomas as a role model for the younger generation. As the festivities came to a close, Thomas stood up to address the crowd. He thanked them all for their kind words and gestures. He reminded them that morality is not something that should be reserved for special occasions, but should be an integral part of their everyday lives. He urged everyone to embrace honesty, kindness, and compassion in all their actions. The village listened intently, and in that moment, they understood the true essence of Thomas' moral character. From that day forward, they resolved to follow his example. Wealth empowers positive change. Once upon a time in the bustling city of Metropolis, there lived a woman named Victoria Abernathy, a symbol of wealth and opulence. Victoria hailed from a long line of successful entrepreneurs, and had inherited a vast fortune from her ancestors. She was known to be the wealthiest woman in the entire region, her name whispered in awe and envy by both the high society and the common folk. Victoria's immense wealth had granted her a life of luxury and extravagance. She resided in a sprawling mansion nestled on the outskirts of the city, surrounded by lush gardens, sparkling fountains, and a private zoo that housed rare and exotic animals from around the world. Her mansion was adorned with the finest art, exquisite antiques, and every modern convenience money could buy. While many expected Victoria to spend her days idly basking in her riches, she surprised everyone with her insatiable curiosity and a desire to make a difference in the world. She was a voracious reader and had an extensive collection of books spanning various genres. Victoria devoured knowledge, immersing herself in literature, history, and science. Her thirst for learning was unquenchable, and she would often engage in thought-provoking discussions with scholars, scientists, and artists. As Victoria expanded her horizons, she realized that her wealth could be a catalyst for positive change. With a shrewd business sense inherited from her ancestors, she set out to establish various philanthropic ventures. She founded the Abernathy Foundation, which aimed to support education, healthcare, and environmental conservation. The foundation constructed schools in underprivileged areas, sponsored medical research, and funded programs to protect endangered species. Victoria's dedication to philanthropy extended beyond financial contributions. She actively participated in the initiatives, personally visiting schools, hospitals, and wildlife sanctuaries to witness the impact of her foundation's work. Her wealth afforded her the means to make a real difference in people's lives, and she took that responsibility to heart. However, despite her altruistic endeavors, Victoria faced criticism from those who perceived her as a symbol of excessive wealth. Some accused her of flaunting her riches, while others questioned the source of her fortune. The gossip columns of the city's newspapers fueled the rumors, painting her as a spoiled socialite who had done nothing to earn her wealth. Victoria's detractors did not deter her. Instead, she embarked on a mission to prove them wrong. She knew that her wealth could be a force for good, and decided to share her knowledge and experiences with aspiring entrepreneurs. She established the Abernathy Academy, a prestigious institution that offered mentorship and financial support to budding business minds. The academy became a breeding ground for innovation and creativity. Victoria personally mentored young entrepreneurs, sharing her expertise and guiding them toward success. Many of her protégés went on to establish groundbreaking startups, transforming the economic landscape of the city. Victoria took immense pride in their achievements, knowing that she had played a crucial role in their success. As the years passed, Victoria's reputation underwent a transformation. She became revered not just for her wealth, but for her philanthropy, intellect, and unwavering dedication to making a positive impact. The once envious whispers turned into tales of admiration, with stories of her generosity and the countless lives she had touched. Victoria Abernathy's legacy lived on long after her passing, as her foundation continued its noble work, funded by the carefully preserved wealth she had accumulated. Her story became an inspiration for generations to come, a reminder that wealth, when used wisely and compassionately, has the power to change the world for the better.